Alright, welcome to this gameplay. We're gonna play Planet Zoo Hope Sanctuary and we're gonna get gold star for the medium level. Take a look around, see what the park looks like, what animals are there, what the habitats look like. See how many people are there. I see none. Game is on. See what the objectives are. Should be okay-ish. Education might be an issue, but I'll take you through this and show you how it's done. Lions are fighting, so pick them up and get them to the trade center, because their habitats are too small anyway. There's a tiger next to them, but it's taken away by the vet, so as soon as that one comes back, we'll put them into the trade center as well. First we're gonna expand the habitat of the giraffes and the zebras. Later we're gonna add some more animals to this, so I want this one to be big, as you can see here. And I want the water in it too, because there's gonna be some elephants, and elephants need water. We're gonna expand the monkey habitat too. Now there's just chimpanzees, but after a while, at the end of the game, there will be orangutans as well, and they can share their habitats. So, and these chimps are also just in a habitat that's way too small. Add a little path here, because we need electricity and a water filter for the pond and the zebra and giraffe enclosure. The chimps still show a space issue, and this is not space, it's climbing space. They need a place to get up high into the sky, so just add lots and lots of these and you'll be fine. Make sure you add these for the water, as they just refill themselves automatically. Otherwise you might have some thirst issues and you just don't want that. There's some protesters, just ignore them and just continue doing what you're doing, which is rebuilding the park. Here we're gonna add a little path for the staff. We're gonna add some research centers, some staff buildings, and another place where the keepers can get their animal feed. Alright, so now we're gonna hire some more staff, mostly vets, because you want the vets to do research to every possible animal you have in the zoo. This will boost your education, and you need that because no education means no gold star and no accomplishing of this whole scenario actually. Oh, and don't forget to place those things which make you money. Alright, we're gonna get this, the animals so much enrichment, especially the monkeys, the chimps. They need lots and lots and lots of enrichment, otherwise they will get bored very very fast, which is just annoying because they're way too smart. Smart little buggers. Alright, just add every single enrichment thing you have now, and as soon as all the research is done you can add a little more, because there will be more. The worst part about this scenario is that it's dark and it rains a lot. And when it's dark and it rains, you can't see anything. It's so annoying. Oh, and make sure you fast forward time as much as possible, because time is money and time makes you money actually. So when you don't speed up the whole thing, also the research is gonna be too slow, so your education will not be high enough to actually get the gold star in the end. And place education boards and speakers. The combination does the trick. Just one is not gonna work. You need them both for every species as much as possible. But make sure the speakers don't overlap, because the Planet Zoo will start whining about it. So you don't want that. First objective. That's in the pocket. Thank you, Inspector. Research completed. Alright. Make sure you just keep going even when all the research is completed, because the higher the better. Will get you more education points. Alright, so now that the most important work is done, it's time to remove these habitats, because you're not going to use them anymore. They're way too small for any kind of animal you need, so just remove them. Remove the path, remove the items that are in the habitats. And there is one large enclosure right back there you won't need, so just remove that one as well, otherwise it's going to keep whining about it needs some mechanic to fix the fences, which you're not going to use, so it's better to just remove it. And the money is a nice gift. You have 2 male lions, 1 male tiger and 1 female giraffe, and you want couples because couples make babies, so just keep an eye on these to get the mates. And this is a nice cheap tiger female, which we're gonna add to the tiger male. We're gonna do the same with the lion and the giraffe later. Oh, nice lion, we're gonna get that one. Alright, we're gonna do the same with the giraffe later. So now let's build a nice habitat for the tigers. Make sure the fence is high enough, because they always have a tendency to jump them. Make sure they're not too low beside a hill, because they will jump from top of the hill over the fence. Tigers are actually very annoying, same as lions, they do the same. Don't pay attention to fancy stuff, just get the simplest stuff you can get. Because this is not about prettiness, it's about time, so just get going, get going, get going, and don't focus on the details. They don't care. So now we're gonna build some information points. These are important for your education level as well because they sell audio packs, which tells the visitors about the animals they are looking at actually. So they're actually a sort of tour through the zoo. So you need some of them, just put them at some places in your park and in your zoo I should say. And let them do their job. Make sure you keep up with the staff because, well, your zoo is growing pretty well actually, so you should pay attention to having enough staff to deal with that. You're fast forwarding too, so it's actually growing pretty fast, and before you know it, you run, well, short actually on staff. Now just build some toilets, facilities for the guests, so they will be happy, stay longer, get you more money. The longer they stay, the more money they pay you. Add some food and drink shops. And don't forget the bins, because before you know it, whole park will be covered in trash, and you just don't want that because then guests will be unhappy again. Something I said about rain applies here too. You can see why. Can't see anything. Whoops, forgot the ATMs. Very important, because when the guests run out of money, they will leave your zoo. And when they don't leave your zoo, they don't have any money to pay you, so you better get some ATMs for your zoo ASAP. We still have some lions waiting for us in the trade center, so now we're gonna build a lion enclosure. Just make sure it's the fence is high enough so it will keep the lions in, and it's not climbable, because they'll climb out before you know it. And well, as you know, lions don't go very well with people. First put in the one male that's, there's two male lions. One has a golden medal and one has no medal. So just make sure that you're gonna put the one without the medal in there, without the ribbon I should say. Just make sure that the happiness of that one is going up, and as soon as that one is on a agreeable level, on a okayish level, you can take that one out, put it in the trade center, and leave it there, because you cannot sell it, but you need it to be happy. The lions also have a pond, so you have to make sure that the water is going to be kept clean as well. So we're gonna add a water filter to do that for us. Same as some electricity, since we're building here anyway. Never hurts to get some more electricity at another point in the zoo. Especially when you're using electric fencing, which we're gonna use later on in this corner of the zoo, you'll see. After a long time of walking, guests like to sit down every now and then to just get their energy levels up again. So for that we should add some benches to your zoo, so that they actually have the possibility to go sit down instead of just sitting on the floor or walking around all day. Help get your happiness of the guests higher up too. So now just add some more food and drink stalls and shops. Just get some of these big ones and then add a few of those machines, which are just easier. You can just put them along every path you have without needing vendors. You just need some mechanics to fix them every now and then, but they're easy because guests will start complaining about, especially they're being thirsty, pretty fast, and so you just need to add lots of these. They're not pretty, but they work. So when you place these food and drink machines, make sure you hire some more mechanics because they will break down every now and then. It's just too much for 1 or 2 mechanics to keep up with. And the last thing you want is the habitat fences to break down because they don't have time to fix them or keep up with them. Also hire some extra vendors because, well, they like to have a break every now and then, so. So I believe that one lion is happy now, so we're gonna take that one out of the habitat and take it into the trade center and replace that one with the couple we still have in the trade center. So they can actually start reproducing and make babies, and then we're gonna get babies, and then the guests are gonna be super happy because they're gonna be baby lions. Also put some of these conservation boards throughout your park. They are very important for your education rate as well. Just click any topic and that will do. just as soon as you just make sure that you have some of these. Ah, there's some new animals waiting for us. Okay, we'll just build a habitat for them first and then finish the conservation boards. So it's ring-tailed and red-ruffed lemurs, and they can be put in the same habitat, so that will save you time, money, the whole thing. Just make sure that this one is not climbable either, because they're actually sort of miniature monkeys. Pay attention when you select them all, because there is a lion in there and you know what's gonna happen when you put a lion in habitat together with some lemurs. I don't think the lemurs will like that. Did you see that? As soon as I clicked it away, the 3-star education was already gone. That's how fast it can go. Make sure you keep up with the research. As soon as new animals are added to your zoo, hire new vets and let them do the research, because you just need them. Alright, the new play speakers are hard to find because it's super busy, which is good, but just go to the education tab so you can actually see which one are not connected yet. So it saves you a lot of time searching for the speakers. So now you have a little time, so we can use that to set up the rest of the conservation boards, which will get your education up a little more again. Well, these things should actually fix themselves, like you have enough mechanics walking around. But it will never hurt to just keep an eye on it. just a quick check to see if all conservation boards are actually set up. Which is the case here, so that's good. New reward animals. Elephants. You can just add them into the habitat with the giraffes and the zebras, and that's why it's so big, like I said before. They need the water in the back, so make sure you just edit the fences, because they're way too low and not strong enough, and they'll just punch through them. Make sure they're high and strong. Like the glass, they'll just punch through. If you want a fence which the gas can look through, just use the electric fence. So make sure you have enough electricity things around your enclosure and get it up high, like I said before. Again, hire new vets and let them do their research on these elephants, which are the Indian and African. And make sure you add some enrichment items for these elephants too. The rest should do. So now we're just gonna add a little path so that the visitors can also see the animals from the side of this enclosure, and there's a more strategic way to this because I can add some more electricity and another water filter and another staff building and another animal food building. And along the fence you can add more education items like screens and speakers for the elephants, because in the front of the enclosure there's just not enough space. For two there is hardly any space, let alone four, so it's better to just open up a little more of the fence on the side by changing it from concrete into electric fencing, and then add some more screens and speakers there. You always have to make sure that you have at least one screen and at least one speaker per species of animal in your zoo, otherwise it will seriously hurt your education level, and you just don't want that, especially in these scenarios where that's just very important. So now we're gonna check if there's finally another giraffe. Answer is no, we need a male, not a female. So we'll just check on that later again. There's going to be hippos later soon, so we're just gonna start on the enclosure for these animals. Also make sure you use electric fence for these, because they're just well, heavy, not so very careful creatures. You need lots of space with lots of water, so just use the whole water thing you have here. Otherwise they'll still start complaining about not having enough space regarding the amount of water. Add another path for the staff here too, because you need some more electricity here, and more important, you need a water filter for all this water. Otherwise the animal welfare will go down because the water's getting filthy. You don't want that. That will cost you your gold star. And here you can see what animals you're gonna get. So it's gonna be a hippo and it's gonna be your utans, like I said before. So just already also just place all these money things and your screens and speakers. You just have to connect the screens and speakers as soon as you got the hippos. But we'll do that later. Check your staff again, make sure they're not overworked, so just, it never hurts to just add a little more. Just already add some vets for the upcoming animals, which are gonna be 3 more, hippos, orangutans, and the grizzly bears later on. So now we can add a little more enrichment to these chimps, because the research has done lots. Like I said before, they're gonna get bored pretty quick, so you have to do this, otherwise their welfare might go down very fast. This zebra is gonna die soon, like it's old. So we might as well look for a male zebra. Ooh, a male giraffe. Do we need that one? Yep, we have a female, so yep, we need a giraffe male. It's still there. Alright, they can make babies. One happy family. Looks like we have a little issue with the lions. Apparently their babies are grown up already and they have started fighting. So we need to do a little cleanup here. Just see which one are the babies and which ones are not, and move the babies to the trade center. And this male we might as well just release to the wild, which just earns us a little more points so we can actually get our more important animals. So, to get the education up a little more, we can add some talk points, or how do you call them? Hire some educators and just add some of these animal talks at some strategic places, so they can throw food, which is what the cats like, and blah blah, you know. Just make sure that every animal gets one, and make sure you hire enough educators. And they're not too close to each other, and when they are, they're not gonna have the talk at the same time. Same with the speakers, they're not supposed to overlap. So there's our hippos. Let's just place them in the enclosure we already prepared, and make sure you don't add the lions in there too. You know why. Just get the fence up a little higher. I don't really remember how high they're supposed to be, so let's just check that for a second. Hippo, hippo, hippo. Oh, 2 meters, we should be good. Perfect. Something died. Ah, okay. Tiger. That's too bad. Don't have any tiger. I'd already had a little cub, which is a male, which isn't a problem, so we might as well add a new female tiger. There are some, we have enough points, so we'll just get one. Tiger, tiger, tiger. That one that's not going to be too old, otherwise it will die soon on us, and we don't want that, of course. Alright, the education boards for the hippos. Here we go to unconnected and logic, and just do it like this. It saves you lots and lots of time looking for them. And since we're here anyway, let's just also connect the talks to the animals we want them to be connected to, so that they actually can start generating us education points. At the chimp habitat we already have 2 talks, but I'm not gonna use 2 for the chimps. I just already have placed 1 for the orangutans as well, which will arrive later, so I'll just leave it for now. Okay, so oops, animal escape. Joe, don't bother about calling a vet, just click the emergency button. Otherwise the guests will run away, which they already will, so you just might as well make sure that the issues caused by this are not gonna take forever. Which might be the case if you're gonna start calling a vet. So, as I said, in the end there will be grizzlies, so we might as well build their enclosure already as well. So we can just add them as soon as I get them. Make sure the fence is high enough, they'll climb them when they're not high enough. add some coolers, because it's way too hot for the bears to be here. And in the meantime, some more research is done. Good. And there's some more animals, I see. First, let's check on the tigers. Oh, okay. New animals. The orangutans are there, which we can just put into their new habitats already, because we can just add them to the chimps. So let's do that. There we go. Then set up the animal talk point and change some screens and speakers to the orangutan instead of just the chimps. Let's wait for it, wait for it. There he is. Hopla. Now we can change the whole stuff. Welfare of the new arrivals are not optimal. It's because they don't have enough place to climb. So just add more of these and you'll be fine. Just keep adding until the red screen is green. And they'll be happy enough to get the welfare up to achieve that objective. Add some more stuff again, because your zoo has grown bigger. And in the meantime, keep up with your vet research to make sure your education per species is kept up as high as possible. And that's what we're gonna do while we're waiting on our grizzly bears. So, we just need the bears and then we're done. Like instantly. How good is that? Just a quick check on the welfare of all the animals, and I see that there's two pretty old zebras, so let's see if we can get a zebra male. There he is. So he can just keep the old ladies some company. Something died. Oh, there's one zebra died. So one less old lady to take care of. Alright, there's another old lion. Two old lions, actually. We might do something with that. There's the bears. Let's just put them into their habitat ASAP. As soon as they're there, we should be fine for the gold star. Added. Bam, that's one. And we just wait for them to arrive. Come on, come on, come on. Give me those bears. Give me those bears. Hey, there we go. We did it, man. Gold star. Hope Sanctuary, gold star achieved. That's the way I like it. Well, thank you for watching.